What is up YouTube, RiskzzHD here, back again today with another Modern Warfare Best Class Setup video. Today's class is going to be on the Holger 26, which about 2 weeks ago I believe received some fairly substantial buffs, making it significantly stronger than it was prior to the balance changes. Obviously that's just the definition of a buff, but my point is that it's actually pretty viable now. Before I break down the class and explain why I chose each attachment individually though, I'd just like to say that recently I posted my first episode of me learning how to snipe, which was really fun to make for me. It was one of the first times that I'd actually recorded live. But yeah, I've looked over all the feedback that you guys suggested and all the tips, and they're really helpful, so thank you so much. I was planning on recording the second episode the day that this video goes live, but Season 4's 84GB download just said nope, so I guess I'll have to wait until that's done before I can actually record live again. But luckily I do have 1 or 2 videos planned, so I can post them while the download completes. Also, I'd just like to say that if you enjoy this video or do find the class helpful, then please do drop a like and subscribe, as it really means a lot. But anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's get on to the class setup. So if I've done a somewhat decent job editing this video, you should see the class setup on your screen right now. The 5 attachments that I'm running are the compensator muzzle, the XRK ultralight barrel, the XRK axis stock, the 30 round mags, and finally the stipple grip tape. I should mention before I explain why I chose each attachment individually, basically the overall theme of this class was to increase the handling and mobility of the LMG, because those are kind of 2 attributes where LMGs tend to be the worst, but at the same time I didn't want to decrease its ability to perform well in long range gunfights too significantly. Effectively this class setup plays a lot more like an AR than an LMG. And I don't know if any of you guys remember the G36C from Modern Warfare 3. Basically this is kind of the same gun. You'll be able to tell when you look at it and you look at the iron sights. It's basically the same gun. But yeah, just if you guys wanted to know, this class plays a lot more like an AR. So when you're testing it out for yourself, that's the way I'd recommend you play with it. So firstly, I use the compensator to reduce the recoil and make the gun a bit more manageable to control, which really helps out for those long range gunfights. I've been using the compensator a lot more recently, as I mentioned in my Uzi class video. And yeah, I found it's really helpful. Next up is the XRK ultralight barrel. This one increases the aim down sight speed, which is really helpful when you're rushing, and it helps you play much more aggressively. And the downside is the decrease to bullet velocity, but it isn't really too noticeable, so I find this attachment is really beneficial. So the XRK axis stock is the next attachment, and this one brings a similar bonus to the ultralight barrel, except it reduces the aiming stability instead. I found that the gun doesn't really move too much anyway and is already pretty stable, so this downside doesn't really affect the overall feel of the gun too much either. And I chose the XRK axis over the no stock because it works really well with the camo or blueprint that I'm running, and also using the no stock makes it not handle quite as well. It becomes a bit shaky, but if you like the increased movement speed that the no stock brings and you don't mind it handling a little bit worse, then I definitely recommend you run the no stock. So next up is the stipple grip tape, and if you guys are a fan of my channel and watch my videos a lot, then you'll know that I really like this attachment and use it on basically almost all of my classes where it's available, as both the aim down sight speed and the sprint to fire speed bonuses are so useful when you're rushing around the map, and that's kind of my playstyle. The final attachment that I use are the 30 round mags, and when the buff for the Holger came into effect, this attachment got a significant buff. Now it increases your reload quickness, which is kind of why you don't need sleight of hand on this class. And it also increases your movement speed, your sprint to fire speed, and your aim down sight speed. That's insane. 4 increases to the class, and they're kind of important increases as well. They're not like doing something useless. And it only decreases your ammo capacity, but the 30 rounds is still pretty good. It's kind of average for most ARs. It's what you start off with. And as a result of all of this, I think that this attachment is kind of a no-brainer for the Holger, unless your aim is to just spray and pray with the drum mags, in which case then you shouldn't really be using this attachment. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, because of the massive download for Season 4, I might be pretty delayed on the second episode of me learning how to snipe, but I should be posting a mini-tage with some pretty nasty clips in it soon, and also maybe a pretty cool Model 680 video as well. So if you guys like the sound of those videos, or you did enjoy this video, then please do subscribe for more. As I mentioned, if you did enjoy, then please do drop a like as well, as it really means a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for the channel, like any ways I can improve my videos, or any new video suggestions, because I'm always learning how to make better videos, then don't hesitate to just leave them in the comment section below. As always, this has been RiskzzHD, and I hope all you legends have a fantastic week.